Ooh, yeah.
Tune in for the tea with me.
Yo estoy con amigo. I am with friend.
You know, I'm just thinking about like the peaceful nature that it's in me that I don't want to bring out because I hate it. I'm gonna come dressed up as a Scooby-Doo.
En Puerto Rico se comen iguana.
Yeah. Por favor, mantequilla. Ahora. My English is being bullied in this podcast.
Ooh,
Ay!
so close. I am for everyone's dream. Mucho amor. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Typically Misunderstood with your host Jehziel Miralles and Abner and Montalvo, the most patriotic man in the entire U.S. of A. If you don't say if you don't say the right words, you will be deported.
What do you mean deported?
If you don't say the right words of the national anthem, you'll be deported.
Oh my God. Hold on.
What happened to the
I
computer?
don't know, man. It got messed up. We're just gonna leave it there. Like
Is it there?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna shut this down real quick.
It's because we haven't outsourced our jobs. We have to do everything.
Yeah.
We have to.
They're gonna help us to do that. No
Amen.
worries. Woo! Coffee. Wait, of course. That way. Coffee.
Cafetero.
My blood is darker because of coffee.
Interesting. I thought you were gonna say that your blood is 10% coffee.
No, darker.
Darker
sounds better.
My blood is darker because the amount of coffee.
Ooh, caffeine. Anyways,
How old were you when you first had your first cup of coffee?
4 years old.
You're lying.
On a little cup.
Like an espresso cup?
No, it wasn't espresso. It was like how you call these cups? Like when you drop them, they're like super loud, like ding ding ding. They're like metal.
Yeah, like yeah.
Yeah, that.
A metal mug or something like that.
Yeah, like a metal mug, like a little one. My grandma had those just for me and Grady.
Yo, at 4 years old?
Yes, I mean, well, she wasn't.
I feel like I was a teenager when I had my first cup of coffee.
she wasn't drinking coffee at 2, but she was drinking it by
When she was 4.
Yeah, well, yeah, we used to eat it with bread.
Wow.
Like we used to go, and then the bread was mad soggy and mad sweet. It was.
Then you didn't like that?
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't like sweet coffee at all.
Oh,
At all.
shoot.
Now.
Back then when you were a kid, you were
Back
loving
then,
it.
I'm like, I'm having dessert before my meal
Oh, good
because
point.
of coffee. So, yeah, but it's fine.
That's
It's
so
fine.
interesting.
I'm
I
good.
think I have. Yeah, I feel like I didn't have like a full cup of coffee. Maybe like tasted it maybe when I was a kid.
Until when?
I can't remember when my first cup of coffee was. I do remember that in college I was like, I need this drink.
I need this drink.
I'm gonna figure out how.
I need it now.
Bro, I used to go to this place that I was volunteering at, and they always had coffee for the people there. And I'm like, I need it. Like, I need to survive this college. I need it, bruh. They always had like a powdered creamer, and I would use that. And I'm like trying to figure out how I like coffee because again, I didn't like coffee, so I didn't drink it in my house too much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that thing tastes so bad to me now. When I see it, I'm like, creamer,
Yeah.
because I would put too much, and
No.
I'm like, I don't like this vanilla creamer.
No.
Like, I'm never doing that again.
No.
Now it's like
I
black
either.
and sweet is how I like it.
Yes. Well,
You don't like to put sweetener.
I don't like to put anything sweet on it. I just like my coffee with flavor, like butter pecan, like
okay,
you know,
gotcha.
something like that.
Yeah.
Like, gives me like that sense of an old man. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what is a good coffee? The sense of an old man. Yeah. If I can feel my grandfather's
feel my
essence, I know that I got the right cup of coffee.
Yeah.
The right temperature. Hot or ice?
What do you mean? What,
Coffee.
What
Hot or ice?
What's that?
It's
What's
not a
that?
trick question. Is you like your coffee hot or cold?
Oh, hot. I think you say hot on ice. I'm like, what do you mean hot on ice? What's going on?
Get him.
Get it. I know.
Oh Lord.
I need you just blew a kiss at me.
That's right. That's what it looked like.
It is,
But
man.
it wasn't. I was just going like this.
Definitely hot. I don't really like it cold. It gets like watery, like with the ice. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's not my thing.
Yeah.
Because if it gets like, if it's hot and it gets like colder, I guess I can just drink it like that, and it wouldn't lose the taste.
Gotcha.
But with the ice,
Yeah.
don't say that now.
Yeah. The ice. Go.
The hard water. That's what with the hard water. It's just, I don't know. How do you like your
I like you typically hot. Cold is fine sometimes, but typically I like it hot. What one coffee, like, I don't, not a sponsor yet, but Dunkin' Donut has this new dark roast.
Good.
I like it.
Amazing.
I like dark roast because I feel like it has, like you said, flavor.
Yeah, but you do buy your beans, right?
Oh, for me, when I make my coffee at home, yeah.
Yeah.
And I grind them myself.
Right there. You see that thing. Me resuelve todo.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No. That's amazing.
Just because I like something one way doesn't mean it's wrong the other way.
I was at my aunt's like 2 days ago, and she still uses a Greca.
Bless her soul.
Not me, man.
I feel like Greca coffee is lit.
Like, my cousin was here in my house the other day. We're going to fall into place. No worries. We're just giving you a little bit of a, nice beginning to go down. So, my cousin was here the other day, and, he came from the DR to visit. And he was having, he was just here chilling, and I'm like, yo, you want some coffee? And I went to put on a shirt, came back, the coffee was done. I went to hand it to him, and he was like, what? That fast? Because I use this beautiful machine.
Not a sponsor yet.
I'm not going to say it, even though you can see it there. But, it's so quick. Like, it takes, what? 30
less than a minute.
to 45 seconds. I can taste it the difference when it's a Greca.
Oh my god!
Like, you can, like, it's so stronger and so, like, it hits you.
In
really
English,
good.
it is called a mocha pot.
A mocha pot. Greca. Anyways, pero Greca son de las mujeres de Grecia. Greca.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Greece, Greca. Greca and Greco.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Greca. That's how you el gentilicio. How you call that?
Gentilicio.
Yeah, gentilicio is like Puerto Rican, Dominican.
Their ethnicity?
Like, no. Hey, producer.
Love.
Gentilicio. And
what does that mean? Gentilicio.
Gentilicio. It's like
my wife's here.
Like, let's say gentilicio is like Dominicanos, Puertorriqueños. Like how. Like, it's not ethnicity. It's just por ejemplo, Greco, Español, Española. You know that thing. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. That's okay, man. My Spanish getting there.
Hey, but you obviously you guys know big words in Spanish.
At least.
Gentilicio.
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 Yeah.
What the heck is that word? I don't even know the English
what
word.
The hell?
What the
hell?
Now, it says demonin. So the demonio. Look, listen to this. Listen. Demonym. That sounds like a southern person talking about other people. That's Demonym over there. Yeah, I ain't gonna be with them. Demonym over there. We do things here like how we do them.
Do they have like a definition so you can make?
Oh yeah, I mean, look at what Demonym do.
Demonym do. What you be doing, Demonym? Demonym. So yeah,
Demonym meaning a word used to identify people who live in a particular place, like a city, region, or country.
Yeah.
For example, French. So the word that identifies a people from where they come from.
Or where
Interesting.
They come from. Yeah.
You know, that's a SAT word right there, or whatever they call it now.
No me quemo.
Bruh, you did you go to college? Anyway, ice. Boo.
Anyways.
Hey, it worked.
It did.
That's a good one.
It did. Boo.
So today we want to talk about ice.
Ice. Hard water.
That's funny. I love
the
that.
hard water.
Hard water.
We're
The
gonna
hard
say that.
water.
The
It
hard
look like
water.
Craig. Let's make a new song. Hard water.
Sounds like him. Yeah, ice. What is ice?
Do we want to go with ice or do we want to go with the female?
Vámonos
Lady.
adentro, vámonos adentro, vamos. Vamos, we are not here to waste
So-
any time.
Ladies and gentlemen, recently there was a Dominican woman.
Huh?
Yeah, she
Ah.
from LA
Oh, LA.
who went to a Dodgers game, and she was
LA. Always LA.
Abner's in
We're going back to
a
back.
Dodgers fan, an LA fan,
We're going back to back.
and she was supposed to sing the national anthem. Her
For
name
the
is her stage name is Nezza.
Nezza.
Her real name is
Nezza,
Vanessa
que más aplauda. Okay.
Nezza Hernandez. That's her real name, Nezza Hernandez, but her stage name is Nezza. She's a
Nezza.
Spanish person. Dominican, like as I was saying.
Yeah.
She was supposed to sing the national anthem at a Dodgers game,
Yeah.
and she was supposed to sing it in Spanish, but then the Dodgers were like,
Hey.
aquí se habla inglés. They said it in Spanish, which was weird.
No.
Just kidding, just kidding. But she decided, they
That is
decided
actually
to
funny.
sing. She decided, you know what? I'm supposed to sing it in Spanish, and I'm gonna sing it in Spanish. So she sang it in Spanish,
Yeah.
and you know, people were like, "How dare you sing the national anthem in
Dare
Spanish?"
you.
And then the
Even
Dodgers,
though those were the right lyrics.
Yeah,
that
those
she,
were.
that she actually sang.
yes,
So, yeah.
yes. So
She didn't make that up. Like
she didn't
oh,
make
yeah.
it up. No, it's actually written by the U.S.
approved and everything.
Yes.
Like,
Very true. So people were like up in arms in it, and then they were saying the Dodgers, I think, told her you can't come back because you know we told you one thing and you did the other thing.
Yeah.
Right. So then that became a whole thing
because
because
what they did was they called her manager and they were like, that girl Nessa and your clients are not allowed to come back.
the whole thing.
So everybody paid for it because of what she did. Yeah.
So everybody, there's been a big thing on social media about
Yeah.
should she have done it, not do it. And then it just opens up a longer conversation about ICE because right now in the United States, ICE has been going crazy
Hard water.
and just taking a bunch of people, you know, deporting a lot of people.
Yeah,
and there's been
definitely.
protests about that, but in LA specifically because there's a big
Mexican community,
Mex-
Latino community. Let's say
a
Latino
big
community.
immigrant community.
Yes.
And they, you know, they've been protesting, but then there's police, and then it becomes a little bit violent.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of stuff happening
big
around
stuff.
this that her action kind of like blew everything up.
Yeah.
So we wanted to talk about it because it was funny that I posted something on social media, didn't tell Abner anything, and then Abner posted something on social media, which I didn't even see until you texted me and say, "Hey, let's talk about this because we obviously have different views." And then I went to go check what you wrote, and I was like, "Oh yeah, we definitely have different views." That's why he's the Joker and I'm Batman because we just have completely different views on things. So,
That's great.
as a Dominican male,
Or
what are
female.
your thoughts about Nessa's actions?
Nessa.
Hard water.
Click, click, click.
I love hard water.
Hard water.
That's so crazy.
So, do you want me to not root for the Dodgers? Do you want me to just be like, I do not know anything about the Dodgers?
No, of course not. You're a Dodgers
Do you not
fan.
want me to be a fan?
No, you gotta be
No,
who you want to be.
I'm not gonna be a
You
fan.
gotta be yourself.
No, this is not about
Huh?
being a fan.
Oh,
So, alrighty.
I'll take my hat off then.
Nessa, I believe que ella metió la pata. Big
Oh.
time. She messed it up.
Translation. Oh wait, how was the translation? Metió la pata.
Messed it up. Yeah.
Screwed it up.
Screwed it up.
Metió la pata.
Why?
Hmm?
You know, I understand that, you know, she was, what, first generation coming here, you know, her life, it looks like her entire life was made here. Her parents came from DR.
I know she did.
And-
She was born and raised here, I think.
Yeah, she was born in Haiti. Thank you. And, you know, how can I put this? She just went above, you know, what they told her.
Mm.
It's not like you're gonna come into my house and just, you know, oh, I want to make sourdough bread.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like sourdough bread.
Gotcha.
Please do not. It's not like I let you in and then I change the rules on you.
Mm.
It's like, bro, I tell you how this is gonna go. You either respect my house
Mm.
or you just walk away happily.
Mm-hmm.
I get somebody else, or I would just put a recording of the national anthem, and we'll be fine. Everybody will stand up, take their hats off, and we will sing it normally. So I believe that Nezza is a clear cloud chaser.
A clear clout chaser. Translation. Oh, wait, we don't need to translate.
Yeah, no, we don't need to translate that.
I don't think that. Is...
Why? Because, this is a big stage. Otani was going to pitch. She knew that it was full. When I tell you this man hasn't pitched in 2 years, so everybody was there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Everybody was there. So I believe there has to be a little bit of a cloud chasing in there because why would you do that when they told you, yo, we're not gonna allow this. Please go with the script as it is. We already understand the situation. We are handling it, and they were handling it. Why? Because a week after, I don't know if you saw the news, I tried to get into the Dodger Stadium to get a few employees, and they were like, "You're not welcome here." So, in my critical thinking is, just keep it on the low. Do not do something that we don't want to do, because what if the crowd got crazy and it happened to go out of hand in there? So my thinking is she shouldn't have done it, because okay, we're inviting you. You are a coming up artist. You do not wanna, like I say, con lo rico no se jode.
Oh, I haven't heard that one.
That con lo rico no se discute, con lo rico no se pelea. If you don't like their ways, just go a separate way. Just go do a separate way. So my thinking is that she wanted the big stage to make something go viral, and she was gonna it was a 50-50 thing. Either my music career is, because she's a singer. She sings really good.
Oh yeah,
I listen to her music and it's decent. And either my career is gonna blow up, she's fine, or she's
she wants to sing.
I know, or my career is just gonna go downfall. That's the way I'm thinking.
That's actually Jadi talking.
Yeah.
That's not Azaria. That's actually Abner's wife.
So, and that's my thinking on this.
All right. So then, Mike, just the question comes. So you're saying her reasoning, right? Because she's like, "Oh, I did this because of this." You don't believe that what she said? Like because she said it that she did it because of the protest and all that stuff.
No. The cause was good. The action was not right.
Okay.
Because you are going above to whatever they told you. The people that are actually paying you.
Right.
If you were there just for free, it'll be fine. I'll do what I want, getting paid. But they're actually paying you. So why are you, messing up my business? Yeah. Even though the Dodger Stadium is named Chavez Ravine. It's the Mexican player. Why would you say that we're not supporting this whole thing when you're literally, I guess she just wanted it, the clout. She just wanted it to be known, and she got what she wanted, in my opinion.
Got it.
That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So my opinion is the way that again, like right now, there's ice, hard water going around all the country. Saying, the reason why they're doing that is because they're trying to get people who are undocumented.
Yeah.
Deport them because they came here not through the right channels.
Yeah.
But they're also like their main goal is to get undocumented criminals.
Yeah.
Right? The problem that many people have is that they're going to places like schools and parks and people's workplaces.
Yeah.
places that you wouldn't typically go to where there's a criminal.
Yeah.
So that's very contradicting, and the people that they've taken are like family members and stuff like that.
That's
and
true.
People who've been here for years that have provided for their families,
Working hard and paying taxes.
working hard and paying taxes.
Yeah.
So then, this is how she brought it up, and how people have felt, and how I kind of think the same thing.
Yeah.
So like, yes, the Dodgers, LA, first of all, has a lot of people who are Latin American, American, right?
Yeah.
And because they love LA, they love the LA Dodgers.
Yeah.
So they go and they support it. So because there's been lots of riots or there's been a lot of protest, they felt like it's been a while since the Dodgers even said anything.
Yeah.
Right? They felt like by now, hey, it's been going on a little bit. You should kind of like say your piece, you know? So they felt like that hasn't happened.
Yeah, yeah.
So then here comes Nezza, who's going to sing the Spanish national anthem, and then last minute, in her eyes, right, last minute, they change it.
Yeah.
She's seeing that this organization is not saying anything about what's going on, and she's like, but why would you change that now? She feels like this is wrong for her,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And she's thinking, well, I think I should still, and it's like you said, a 50-50. So to me, I'm like, you're putting your career at risk.
Yeah. She went all in.
Yeah,
she went all in.
You put your career at risk. So I don't think if someone's gonna do something to put their career at risk, usually it's not for like a bad
something,
reason.
whatever. Yeah, something like
And then
they waited out.
So yeah, so she's sang the national anthem in Spanish, and then the Dodgers, like you said, a week later, don't allow ICE to come in. And recently, I don't know if you saw that part, was that they gave some money to an organization that helps immigrants get their citizenship.
Yes.
So to me, it kind of looks like she kind of pushed them to, maybe they were like, what should we not, right? They're probably like, there's a lot of things going, they're an organization, so they've got a lot of moving parts. And maybe they were like scared to say anything, and this kind of like pushed the scale a little bit to be like, yeah, we should say something, right? That's the way that I see it. That's how the events happen. That because of her bravery and to do something like that, it pushed the scales to then the Dodgers take a stand and say, no, we are for this community and all that stuff.
Yeah. Alrighty. So,
hard ice. No, hard water.
Hard water. And so, let me ask you this. So, if you have a business of whatever movies,
Amén, gloria a Dios.
and I want to make a movie that it's okay to abort child, are you gonna make it run and make it happen?
If they want to do that with our company and all that stuff?
Yes, you are the one who, your name is going to be in it. You produce it. I'm just going to give you the script. But are you going to just go with it?
No.
Why?
Because I don't 100% believe in abortion.
Gotcha. So, if I tell you, everything was going on, everything was a little bit ugly. They even send the Marines out there. The Marines don't even think. They just go out their ways. So, would you like to stir the water more than they are at the moment? I wouldn't think. I wouldn't do that. Why? Because, one, if the Dodgers said something about it, they'll be like, yeah, we got the Dodgers backing us up. Can get even uglier. Now, I am pretty sure the majority of the people that are working at the Dodgers facilities, let's say, I've seen a lot of analysts, people that are cleaning, people that are, in the parking lots, are Latino people that came here looking for a better situation in their life, a better life. And you're telling me that we are not supporting it? Like, so you are telling me that we are not for you guys? When our stadium got y'all's people name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Dominican, and when I see Chavez Ravine, I'm like,
Mhm.
damn, there was a dude there like Fernando Valenzuela, that actually made something happen.
Yeah.
His name was known there, like so, and they're because let's say who was it that played for the Dodgers from I think it was Mason Wynn. I don't know. It could have been Mason Wynn, which was an amazing player, black player.
Mm.
But it makes no sense
Mm.
that we are literally giving you jobs.
Mhm.
If the all my workers were like American, I'm talking about black and whites,
Mhm.
to put African American and Caucasians, it will be a whole different story.
Mhm.
Like you are not, supporting us. You are not making, you are not pushing us to, make my community better, and all that stuff. And that's why I'm like, why would you do that?
Mm.
Like it literally, I'm not saying the cost. It's amazing.
Mhm.
The risk was great.
Mhm.
The action that you took when they told you not to do it,
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, why didn't you pronounce yourself just in your social media?
Mm.
Because she knew it wouldn't have that much impact.
Mhm.
And then now, don't complain that they cut your wings off
Mhm.
when you did something that, bro, they literally handed it to you.
Mm.
You being there as a Dominican woman,
Mhm.
my country, it's machista,
Yes. It's
womanizer,
machista.
womanizer,
No.
no,
S-
sexist.
Is
That's
sexist?
sexist.
Machista?
Yeah,
I feel like it has to have a man.
yeah,
Like, where does that man in it? No, but it's sexist. It's sexist.
sexist. Towards
I like machista better.
yeah, that's you can.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
My country is and I can say it. I had to work with this. My country is sexist towards women.
Mhm.
Bad time. Like all the positions that they have there, men. To see a woman in a position of power is very rare. And if she was and if she's there, it's because she's more than capable and she's doing the job.
For sure.
For you to be there
Mhm.
as a Dominican woman,
Mhm.
Latino women, that she looked Latina. She does not look like any other race.
Right.
She's amazing. For you to be there, that's already a representation of us.
Mhm.
Now, why you gotta cross the line?
Mm.
That's my thinking.
Mhm.
The crossing the line, it's what gets me.
Yeah.
Then don't complain that they're cutting your wings off because of this. And bro, you literally stabbed us when we told you not to. We're actually giving you an opportunity to be here.
Mhm.
I could get another singer. We're in Hollywood. I can get anybody.
Yeah.
Even some of those guys that play the guitar in the Walk of Fame. They can come here and sing. And I'll be just fine. People will take their hats off. Hands up here. Fine. And my thing is they're crossing the line, and now we are complaining about it. Oh no, they're too abusive. They shouldn't have done that. Whatever. So go ahead. You have the stage, man. You have the stage. Because I can go here for days.
Right. So my thinking is this, and I think this is like a general thought for everyone to take, like everyone, like not. And if someone has, here's something that I had to realize for myself, and this is the general thing, right? You need, if you have power, you're supposed to use it for those who are powerless.
Yeah.
At least that's my way of thinking, and that's what I think. Backed up, like I like, if you know me personally, like I try to live my life the way that the Bible says it. And to me, if you have power, you're supposed to use it for the powerless. And that means in any area. For example, me as a man, I have a certain amount of power above a woman because like physically I'm stronger, whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And because of like in a sexist
Yeah.
country, like the men are put above women.
Yeah.
So then
For no reason.
for no reason, they could
because
be
I met
less smart
the-
and all that. Yeah,
I was gonna
less
go
talented
there.
and all that stuff.
I was gonna
But
go
like
there.
so the whole thing is, if you have power, you should use it for the powerless.
Yeah.
In every area. If you're the oldest in your house, if you are, like think about like if you have more money, if you have all this stuff, right? Right. Here's another example. A lot of people will talk about like women's sports or women's basketball,
Yeah.
and they make fun of it because, like, they say like, oh, that's like porqueria. That's like,
It's actually not.
that right. Like
It's
they're not as talented as the men and all that stuff. And then they talk about like, oh, that's why they're not right now, but like back like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That's why the stadiums are empty. Nobody wants to see that. Like, if women really want, why don't they go to the stadium? And they put all the thing on the women to do.
Yeah.
When it's like, why don't you fill up the stadium? Like, why don't you gather a group of guys and say we should support this?
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, oh, well, women don't go to the games, so we won't go to the games. Enough women have gone where they've been here for years.
Yeah.
So I think that I think that sometimes what happens is that, think about the Dodgers organization. How much power and influence does that organization have?
Yeah.
The owner, how much power he has. I'm sure that a bunch of millionaires and billionaires respect him for his business savviness, like he's been able to make an amazing franchise.
Yeah.
Right? And then he just buy something.
He bought the Lakers.
So he bought so like, again, like it's showing like he has this power.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we're like, oh, the Latinos need to, if they want something, they should go and get it. Well, I was like, what about like if that guy were to say one thing, things would move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that the same idea. When you were saying like this house, right? Like this the difference between like if I had a business and the Dodgers organization is because the Dodgers organization wouldn't exist without the fans.
Yeah.
Right? So technically that house is built by the fans. If the fans like something, usually the franchise be like, oh, let's go that way. Not always, right? They're not going to just be like, they have to be savvy too. That's why they're the ones making the decisions. But they are listening to their fans.
Yeah.
And I think that for them, they're like, why haven't you said anything? Like, you were supposed to be one of the first ones.
Yeah.
We're not expecting Milwaukee to say something.
Yeah.
Right? Like, who, like...
Because nothing like that crazy is happening in Milwaukee.
Like, exactly.
Yeah.
But, and also, like, that team...
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it was very personal. Because it wouldn't have been the same if... What's another strong team that's from baseball? The Yankees.
The Yankees, yeah.
There's a lot of Latinos, but what's another strong baseball team that's not the Yankees? Boston, I guess. Yeah, Boston. It wouldn't have been the same if Boston said something.
Yeah.
Because they don't really have that population. Yeah, there's some people there, but they don't have the population.
Yeah.
The fact that it was LA, and LA has a powerful baseball team.
Yeah.
And people that is, they watch that, right? It wouldn't have been the same if it was another LA team that Latinos don't go to. They don't go to their hockey team.
Yeah.
Why didn't you say something? Well, we don't. Who are you?
Yeah.
It's the fact that this powerful entity of the Dodgers hasn't said something yet, when they should have been the first ones, because we're in this, and it's kind of like that thing of like, it almost felt like, yo, like, I thought we were a family, right?
Yeah.
Like, I thought we were a team, like.
Yeah.
The fans literally feel like they're a part of the team.
Yeah.
So I always think, my thoughts are always like, the powerful should do something for the powerless, but the world doesn't work that way, because the powerful people just want more power.
Yeah.
The other thought that I have is, it reminds me of something that I didn't experience because I wasn't old enough and I wasn't watching football, but it's the same thing as Colin Kaepernick.
Okay. Yeah.
How he knelt during the national anthem, for how police were brutalizing the black community.
That's right.
And people were like, and he didn't play after that. No team picked him up.
I don't.
nothing. He
And
wasn't.
he has talent.
He
It's
had
not like
talent.
he doesn't.
He was not the backup of anything. He wasn't anything. He just he's doing fine, but he's not. He wasn't able. He had to let go of his dream.
Yeah.
And again, I'm feeling like it's like that, right? Now you're saying crossing the line, and I'm like, yeah, crossing the line. Like we wouldn't be talking about it, right? Because she knew this moment was important.
Yeah.
If she did it at a different team, because she said she's sung this before. If she did it, like I would use the hockey thing, the LA hockey team.
Yeah.
Nobody. It would be on one of those news site. Hey, by the way, this happened. Oh, cool. Anyway, but she did it in a key time, in a key moment, where look, we're all talking about it.
Yeah.
So it like that's how things happen, and that's why I think that the Dodgers didn't really have much of a choice, other than you know what, we should stand down and do these things. The thing is that we could, if they didn't do the other part, right? If they didn't do the ice part, if they didn't do the donation part, we wouldn't know. We would just assume. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you're like, if the people who are powerless are not hiding,
Mm-hmm.
but the people that are powerful are hiding, they're not gonna.
Yeah.
Because this has been a fight for a long time.
Yeah. It's been quite a while.
So
Yeah.
obviously the powerless are not being heard.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's been protests before we were born.
Yeah.
So it takes one to just be like, bro, this is wrong. And when you think about it, like if somebody who's poor were to lose $25, and then the owner of the Dodgers loses $25, who is hurt more? You know? And we're letting the powerless be hurt more
Yeah.
by, they're doing these protests, and here come the police, and they start shooting tear gas, and they start shooting this stuff, and they start creating violence. They're the ones that are getting hurt. Literally, they're the ones that are going to jail.
Yeah.
And then the powerful are just like, so are we gonna do this deal or not? What should we do? You know what I mean? Like, it should have, like, if it's, I think these are the reasons why she did what she did.
Yeah.
And I commend her for doing it, because if it wasn't that moment, then it wouldn't have done anything.
Yeah.
And she knew that she sacrificed her small career, not trying to come at her, but
No. Yeah.
right. I didn't know who she was before this.
Me neither.
So she sacrificed her small career, that this could have been a stepping stone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For something greater. Like, wow.
And it can be. It can be still.
It still can.
It still can be.
That's true. That's true.
Still
It still
can
can be. But again, think about Colin Kaepernick, how him just kneeling down, he had to say goodbye to football.
Yeah.
Like, so imagine if she had to say goodbye to singing. Sure, at the end of the day, sure. At the end of the day, they're okay. But that doesn't mean, well, if they're okay, then no. Like, it says something about all the other teams.
Yeah.
That they didn't pick him up. Not even for like a backup. You know what I mean? Like, nobody else picked him up. It's gonna say something if no one else picks her up.
Yeah.
That it has to be a Latino, what is that called in Spanish? I mean, not in Spanish, but the music, a record company.
Mm-hmm.
It had to be.
Una disquera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Record.
A record label. Thank you.
Label. Yeah.
It's gonna have to be a Spanish record label, because no white record label, no black, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna have to wait until someone, like, when it could be, she could be, the Dodgers could have been like, ¿qué daño le iba a dar a los Dodgers to be like, hey, you're never gonna sing the national anthem here again, but you made us, like, we understand now. You're right. We actually have this in plan. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you're never gonna sing the national anthem, but thank you. Like, something. ¿Qué daño le iba a pasar a los Dodgers for that? You know what I mean? That's my thing of, like, you have the power. Like, you're not. All right, that's it.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts.
So, my friend, do you believe in?
So my friend.
Yeah. No.
I thought you were talking about. So I have a friend.
No.
Who's this?
My friend, do you believe in action or words?
In action.
Action.
Yeah.
By the Dodgers giving her the platform.
Mm-hmm.
Are they actioning
Mm-hmm.
or just saying? Would you have preferred a statement? Oh, us as the Dodger, we are supporting, you know, the immigrant community, and we will not like that because so and so and so and so whatever. Let's bring the peace to LA so we can all, you know, gather together and have a number whatever.
Mm.
Would you prefer just having her sing the English version and but have the world see her,
Mm-hmm.
or just a statement from the Dodgers?
The statement.
You would have preferred the statement.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because I'm sure they've had many Latin people sing at the. It doesn't. We would have never heard of her. Never.
So, let me. You know how many statements go unnoticed?
Yeah, I know that.
Like they just be like, just the Dodgers, saying that just because,
Mm-hmm.
just to be okay with the fans.
Yeah. It's the same. It's the same thing that you were saying about if we would have said something, it would have caused violence.
Yeah.
So if they would have said something, they would. I feel like it has an impact.
Yeah.
It obviously has an impact. And yes, their statements. Like if they only did that. So you're saying, are you saying like if they say that, they're not gonna protect the people from ICE, and they're not gonna give the donation?
No, I'm just saying that, hey, in the midst of all this, we're picking you.
Mm-hmm.
We know where you are from.
Who's saying that?
Huh?
The Dodgers to the Latino community, or
to Nezza.
Yeah.
We know where you are from. We know where you come from. We know your story.
Yeah.
And we want you here.
For sure. Yeah.
There is just a term that you gotta follow.
Yeah.
English.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Easy.
But that again, you also the thing that is striking is that wasn't the first thing. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
That she was gonna come to sing it in Spanish.
Yeah.
That was the first term.
Yeah.
The second, the change is what it's like. Why is there a change? That's what she's like. The heck? Why are we changing? There's Spanish people there. This is Los Dodgers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that is fine.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been easier. Hey, Nezza, you know what? We want to cancel you. We got somebody else.
For sure. That's totally fine. Like what I'm saying is, if she would have sang the national anthem in English, it would have done nothing for the protest. It would have done nothing for the cause.
It would have let them know, hey, we are bringing a Latino person, because if they wanted it to stay out of the whole Latino thing,
Mm-hmm.
there's many black artists, white artists coming into the tent.
They could have put all black artists.
Yeah.
They still got Latino workers. They still got Latino players.
Like you said.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is,
we're supporting you. We're not like pushing you away.
I know. So,
we have you here in the house.
Exactly. But what you're saying is, if she would have sang the English national anthem, that would have been better than what she did. And what I'm saying is, it's not, because it pushed like more to happen, because there wasn't a statement. If there was a statement first, no Nezza, I think nobody would have had a problem. But because there was no statement, and here comes Nezza, and she's about to speak in Spanish, and they said no, she's like, the Dodgers have lost their way.
How would the Dodgers will have lost their way? We are not a we don't. This game is not about Spanish or English.
Mm-hmm.
If
that were true, then this wouldn't have been a problem.
That's what I'm saying. So
there would have been no backlash.
I was gonna say it's mainly English.
Yeah.
Why?
Mm-hmm. Well, the watchers probably. Maybe.
We got Japan
Mm-hmm.
watching us. Like,
but the majority. Are you saying the majority?
No. I'm just saying we got Japan.
Yeah.
We got U.S.
Mm-hmm.
We got probably Middle East. Watch.
Mm-hmm.
The main language here is English.
Mm-hmm.
We agreed to that, right?
Here or where? In baseball? Because I wouldn't say in baseball. But if you say in America, then I would say yes.
In baseball, no.
Who's
The main language is not English.
I would say, as in the people watching and the people playing, no.
Yes.
I wouldn't say yes.
Yes, it is.
I would say,
You know why?
why?
Because you cannot have somebody that does not speak English in the major leagues. That they have a translator
Exactly.
in front of people,
Yeah.
it's a thing. But they need to be able to communicate with their manager, to.
But they have a translator.
In the media,
Yeah, there's a translator.
for the media.
So then how does Otani speak to the manager then?
Otani speaks with Dave Rogers face to face.
In the game and stuff like that in practice, yeah.
Yes.
But I'm sure that they don't, like, it's like pointing and showing.
Shohei Otani knows how to speak English.
Okay. But I know there's players that don't, and there's a communication barrier between them and their managers.
Dude.
I know that for sure.
Dude, have you seen Ellie De La Cruz
No.
speak English? No. Sounds funnier than me when I speak English. And he had to learn.
I get it, but I'm saying, like, there's still a barrier. It's not like
But you need to learn it.
you need to learn something to defenderte. But again, that doesn't mean that the people watching. You think that there's more English speakers watching the game?
By far.
There's whole Latin countries watching the game.
Yeah. If you compare the American players and the Latino players, American players take over.
Okay. American can also be a Spanish speaker.
What do you mean?
Your grandma is an American.
Yeah.
And she's not an English speaker.
She understands it.
But that's not, you see how it's not the same?
No. For her to be working so many years in New York, she had to speak something.
But you know she can't speak English.
Now.
No, you know she can't speak English ever. Speaking English is very different than defenderte and communicate. Anybody can communicate without even language.
So how will you be able to communicate with a person that has a mental illness, doesn't really know about themselves, that only understand English? How will you be able to communicate with that? It's not with signs, like, because they wouldn't be able to understand. You need to be able to speak it, right?
They have iPads. What are you talking about?
Back in the days when my grandma was a home attendant,
Yeah,
taking care of
I'm sure she wasn't having no English conversations with a mentally ill person. She was not having full-on conversations.
Let's take a shower. Let's go eat.
That not conversation.
But that is English.
I know, but you're talking about a fluent English speaker, right? Otani just to say, hit now? Okay, got you. That's all he has to say.
Otani speaks English good. He just has an accent. And they don't want the media making fun of his accents, just like Latino players.
Okay.
It is just that.
I'm going to have a full conversation with your grandma in English. A full-on conversation.
At the age that she's in, she's not going to be able to come back. Because...
All right. So what were you saying about the language, English, that everybody speaks English, so she has to sing in English?
Everybody would have understood that.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin that was here the other day was how you call tararear, like It's like, bro, it's just one thing. Just you being there, you represent so much for the Latino community.
It's not gonna have the same impact, because if you have how many players are Latino?
Right now?
In the Dodgers. Like, it doesn't have to be the exact number,
but you can say at least. I can tell. Kike Hernandez. Mm-hmm. 2 pitchers that are injured. Vargas, Teoscar Hernandez. 5.
Okay. So they've been there.
Yeah.
For at least 3 years?
Yeah.
Or more?
Yeah.
Okay. You're saying that if she would have came to sing, no comment from Dodgers. You're basically saying that the Dodgers didn't have to make a statement because they.
No, because we are supporting you. It's not like we're keeping you away from our gates. It's like we understand the fan. We love the fan base. We are welcoming you. The stadium has a Mexican name.
Got you. Yep.
It has a Mexican name.
Yeah.
How you call this? The essence of our whole stadium is the Latino base. It's Latino base. If we wanted it to be out, push you guys away for whatever you. Hey, so do you support the craziness? Like destroying buildings, destroying cars. Will you protest like that, or you prefer a Pacific one?
This is what I have. This is the thing about that always comes up in any protest, right? Any protest that happens, and this happened especially with the Black Lives Matter protest, that there was a lot of destruction, right?
Yeah.
And people were like, "See, this is why I don't support Black Lives Matter." Protests usually are very organized.
Yeah, they are.
And when there is a destruction, is usually someone who is not a part of that organization, right? So what happens is they say, there was destruction, this protest wasn't good, and we're not gonna listen to what they have to say.
Yeah.
And I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
Because if there's a group of people that are saying something that's right, like for example, if they're saying, like we should feed the poor, and then somebody who's not even in their group destroys a car, we're not gonna feed the poor. That's what happens.
Yeah.
So when someone brings up, do you support the violence? The people in the protest don't support the violence. It just what usually happens is either someone who's not in the group happens, or the police instigate it by throwing stuff that doesn't need to happen because there was no really violence.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes there's no violence, and the police either shoot gas or shoot, and they're only supposed to do that when there is violence.
Yeah.
They shoot those things, causing panic, causing violence.
Okay.
And then the protesters take all the hit. You see what they did? When it's usually not even them.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is that you can support the Latino community, but are you supporting this that's happening to the Latino community?
So you're telling me, if I don't support the Latino community, by giving them jobs, by giving them, all these opportunities, you are telling me that I am not supporting whatever, that I am not backing up whatever is happening?
What I'm saying is, if you support the Latino community, I need you to do this as well.
Why?
Because this is happening to us. Right? So like if I have a family member and someone's beating them up, and I'm like, I invited him to Thanksgiving last year. He knows I love him. Like, you have to do something when something is happening.
So if you told me, all right, so you guys are getting crazy. Pedro, the Latino community, you guys are getting too crazy. Pedro, María, José, Escala y Abner, despedido, porque your Latino community, you guys are out. You guys are getting too crazy. We didn't do that. The Dodgers didn't do that, right? Why?
Right. They didn't do that.
They did not. They have the option to do that, right?
To do that, yes.
To fire them.
Yes.
They have the option.
Sure. Yeah.
Like any other employer.
Yeah.
If you are acting out, we can kick you out. We are backing you up. We have been giving you jobs. We have been supporting your community.
So what? So again, if something's happening to someone that I've loved for a long time, if something bad is happening to them right now, I can just lay back and say, hey, I've done things for the past 10 years for you. I don't have to do any more.
But we brought Nezza into this. We could have easily said, you know what, let's just keep the Latino community out of this thing and let's, that's fine. We're just gonna keep Pedro, Juan, whatever, working here, whatever.
Mhm.
But when it comes to, because they're not really out, people cannot see them. Let's say that. They're not, people are not gonna see the
Yeah.
face of the Dodgers in that area.
Mhm.
But here in Nezza,
Mhm.
they can see
Mhm.
her.
Yeah.
That we are little. You know what it means to sing the national anthem in a baseball game?
Yeah, but that would be fine on a normal day.
Yeah.
On a day where we feel like the Latinos are being persecuted, like literally hunted down. We like just because you have a person singing in English is not really gonna do anything for me. Just because you have all these players, if it was that way, nobody would feel like Dodgers had to do anything. If they felt like, because that's a normal Dodger day.
Yeah.
But we're not, the things that the Latino community is facing right now is not a normal thing that's happening. We are no one's saying that they're not appreciative, right? What they're saying is we're family, right? You have supported us all these years, right? You have embraced our Latino community, right? We need this from you because you have power that we don't have. And what you're saying is, but I put a person to sing. And they're like, yes, thank you. Can you also do this?
Why?
Because they have power.
But we're not obligated to.
I'm not.
The Dodgers were not obligated to bring Nezza in.
No, you're not.
By her being there is a representation that we are supporting you. It's not. Or they just be like, oh, that's okay. Well, let's just pick Nezza because we got nobody else to put in there.
No, what I'm saying is it's not as impactful right now. Right now. Because again, you have Kike Hernandez there. You have this person there. You already have them there. Right? We know that part. We are very appreciative of that part.
Actually, did you see what Kike did?
What?
The announcement he did?
What do you do?
Born and raised with the Dodgers before Nezza.
And you see like, do you see why? See how it had to be the Latino and not the organization? And we didn't have the impact. You know what I'm saying? What's so hard about that? What are the Dodgers gonna lose?
Did you see what he said in the banner?
What is he gonna lose?
Did you see what he said?
I didn't see what Kike said.
Born and raised. Dodgers, 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 Dodgers.
So why didn't that have an impact?
What do you mean? That was before Nezza.
Yeah.
What do you mean that didn't have an impact?
People were still feeling that the Dodgers haven't said anything. So who said something? The Dodgers or the Dodgers Latino player?
If you put me to represent, let's say I'm playing for a hockey team, the white are getting abused.
Yes.
And I'm like, let me just put myself out there. Do you think I will be a great representation of the white community?
No. You're not representing the white community.
Why?
Because you're not white.
Thank you.
But so this is what I'm saying about the power and the powerless. You don't have power in the white community.
But Kike does.
Because he's a player.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have power in the Latino community and maybe even in the black community. So what you do is for them to do something.
Yeah.
Right? Who does the Dodgers organization have influence over? That the players, the fans, don't have an influence over.
The player. No?
The players have influence over each other.
Yeah.
But who do they have access to that no one, no player, no fans, No, Nezza has influence over
Like the organization?
the owner, CEO, whoever is the top organization of the Dodgers.
All the organization? Yeah.
So if that's what I'm saying, if they say something,
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, I've talked to my community, and I need to say something," because you're not gonna listen to my community,
Mm-hmm.
but I decided to listen to my community.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. We're talking about, for example, if a woman comes to you and is like, "Man, men are super sexist," and you're like, "You should say something." Men are not gonna listen to it, but they'll listen to you because you're a man.
Yeah.
Now, if you're like, "No, but I watch women's sports, but I love my wife, but I do this," I shouldn't need to say something. That's where it's like, no, we don't realize that the powerful need to use their power for the powerless.
So
But that's only if you follow like the life of Jesus. Like you said, they don't have to.
yeah,
The Dodgers don't have to.
they don't. But they did.
But they did. After
Bef-
Nessa.
before.
Before, because they blessed the Latino community.
That
Mhm.
and let's say the Apple, I work for Apple.
Yes.
Very important people in the Apple organization.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna stand for the black folks or
Mhm.
Latino folks.
Yeah.
But Apple is like, man, you know what? We have a lot of Latinos here. It's okay. We have them working. But we do not want you to put como que our little Apple in your announcement.
The logo.
The logo.
Yep.
Thank you. In your announcement.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, fine. All right. That's okay. I mean, it's your company. Like, I just work for you. I work for a salary.
Yeah. Yep.
Kike did that.
Mhm.
But with the Dodgers support.
Yeah.
So why are you telling me that the Dodgers didn't do anything when they actually did?
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that they didn't do anything for the Latino community. What I'm saying is, for what's happening right now, the Dodgers, not Kike, because Kike could be Kike, and yeah, of course, the Dodgers are fine. You could say that, but again, it doesn't have the impact. Because if Kike would have said that, and Nessa did what they did, the fans would have been like, "Nessa, what the heck is wrong with you?" Kike already, we know the Dodgers, but they didn't.
Yeah.
They felt how Nessa felt.